Why isn't this going on the main channel? The main channel is for videos I actually enjoy making. This second channel, however, is not for videos I enjoy making because no one in their right mind would enjoy looking at this. What the hell is even that? I don't know why I do this to myself. The problem is, like, I have to know. Like, I don't know what is gonna happen, and I need to know what would happen. What would happen if Europe was here? And it was mirrored. As you can see, there is a vast ocean where Europe used to be. There is nothing here except for the Nordic countries, well, not Denmark, and the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth might be able to have a good time if they fight Russia. They have nothing to worry about out this way, and the Ottomans, well, I don't know if the Ottomans are going to be all that powerful. They usually struggle in this game anyways. Now, I would assume colonization would happen the same exact way, except the Western Hemisphere would be colonized first in the West. They wouldn't get to this East Coast for quite a while, but they got to get to the equivalent of Bermuda in this universe, which is Hawaii, and I think Portugal should easily be able to do that. I like how some of the islands also came with Europe randomly. That's nice. Also forgot to mention that Japan is connected to Europe, so we have the samurai warriors against a lot of the HRE, I guess. It's gonna be some weird battles that take place here. Byzantium might also be saved because the Ottomans are not gonna go after them just yet. There is still Constantinople. I mean, I guess Ming could maybe try to attack. I don't know if Ming's gonna care though. They actually even brought Cyprus. Cyprus is right next to the Philippines. Let's see if Cyprus has a colonial empire. Now, are the Europeans basically just gonna imperialize Asia now instead of Africa? And is Africa now gonna be in a much better spot? Like, who's gonna mess with Africa at this point? I don't see really anyone coming after them, at least not for a while. There's also a ton of wasteland in the western part of the US that is not going to be easy to colonize, especially like Alaska, everything up here. So I guess there's also a chance that natives maybe somehow like westernize and start taking stuff over themselves. Because obviously we've seen it countless times where the Europeans start colonizing this stuff and then they just rampage through everything. They really can't do that starting from this side of the map. And even in South America, that's kind of the same thing. My money is on an advanced Iroquois nation that might rise up in New York. I guess the northern and eastern Europeans could still colonize. I kind of forgot about that. I don't know how fast they're going to be able to do it. I don't even know if they're going to really care to do it. I was really curious to see if Denmark still had control over these nations, but no. They were actually given Siberia for some reason. I have no idea why. They were just given this area. This is so dumb, but like I said, I gotta figure out what's gonna happen. Oh, I didn't even think about Oceania. Oceania is gonna get eaten up by the Europeans. That's probably gonna be the first thing that goes. When it comes to the different trade zones of the world, I like how Southern Europe is now part of the Philippine trade zone. Also, Western Europe is a part of the Polynesian Triangle. That actually sounds pretty good. So Ming has this Empire of China thing going on where they have like puppet states that surround them. Can they do that to Europe? Is that gonna be a thing that happens? Really curious to see if we're gonna see some Japanese warlords start to dip into Hungary or Bohemia. I hope they don't get just wiped out immediately. Oh, there's a lot of movement happening though. Is the 100 Years' War gonna happen? Look how gross France is looking, and nothing's going on. I mean, they're doing a little bit, not much though. Technically, it's possible to see a Byzantine colonial empire. I don't want to get my hopes up though. I mean, that'd be amazing, but they are the closest to these southern islands. Is Denmark gonna be like this weird Russia that forms from the east and goes west? Because, I mean, there's nothing over here stopping them. England already taken over Ireland, so that is not mirrored at all. I guess the mirrored version of that would be Ireland taking over England. So this mirrored continent is not going to act like an opposite world. I was worried about that. All right, there we go. France is doing okay now. They've almost kicked out England, but the problem is Castile's starting to dip up here. Lithuania already looking really long. The Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth probably is going to be the strongest thing over here. Portugal is slowly approaching the Hawaiian Islands. They are already close. They've gotten midway. Oh, there it goes. Bam. Actually, they're getting all of these islands in the Pacific. They're not waiting at all. Castile's grabbing some stuff up too. This ain't looking too good for the Japanese. They're already being invaded by the Europeans, specifically Hungary. Also, we have Danish that this northern island is Denmark. Denmark's territory, I guess. Viking samurais. How badass is that? I don't know why I got so excited. I just had to say it. So we already have a cameo from you. Will we see a Wu and an DruuuWu? If we see an DruuuWu on the channel DruuuWu, pretty sure that's gonna tear a hole in the space-time continuum. And Portugal's actually already made it to California. They are here in the San Francisco Bay Area, setting up shop. Look at all that technology, very advanced. Weirdly, they didn't go to Alaska first, so they aren't choosing to explore anything up here yet. I'm sure they will eventually. I do think one thing that isn't gonna change is the Aztecs are probably screwed, because the Aztecs, it doesn't matter what side they come from, they're like in the middle. Sorry, Montezuma. Whoa, IKEA land, what happened? How did you let Norway do this to you? That's so weird because when the game is just normal, usually Sweden slaps around Norway and Denmark. How did just Norway slap them back? Also, yes, there is still a Holy Roman Empire. It just looks weird. Now, can the Japanese join the Holy Roman Empire? That's another question I never thought I'd ask. I don't think they can, but will they be converted? Because remember, most of Europe is Catholic. Oh, yep, I think it's gonna happen. There's gonna be no more Shinto by the end of this. So yeah, that is totally possible. Also, they somehow still have Florence. This is actually a surprising amount of Italian nations still in this little weird empire. Oh no, the Empire of Ming, who has all of this now, is fighting Bulgaria. Not sure what naval battles are happening here. Oh, also Byzantium is helping them a bit. Are we seeing a Byzantine-Ming alliance? Yo, let's go, Africa. Come on, Africa. You ain't got to worry about nothing. You're gonna get all of the Ivory Coast by this point in the game. Usually, a lot of this stuff's getting eaten up. Surprisingly, the Ottomans are already... No, that's not surprising at all. The Ottomans are falling apart. The Mamluks are going to have full control, I think. I guess technically the Egyptians could get to Australia because they just love to do that so much. But that'd be really sad if that happens. With the Europeans right here. Okay, yeah, so everyone is eating Japan at this point. Japan is not going to exist anymore. We're going to have this weird, like, European-style anime. What would that even be like? I shouldn't have said that. You're going to send me some weird, aren't you? Sweden is gone. Crabs are raving, and now Norway just has to worry about Novgorod, which Novgorod is fighting. This is a weird three-way. Should have been more careful with my words there. There it is. Okay, Norway is in North America. They just completely skipped over Greenland. Who cares about Greenland? But they gotta hurry because wow, Portugal and Castile are on it. All of the northern Pacific coast? No, not all of it, but close. It's almost all eaten up. We even have British Cascadia here who got a little bit of something. That's good they grabbed something because they were almost gonna be left out. No France. What is France even doing? So we're gonna have all the Europeans from the west east. Then we'll have maybe just Norway. And is Poland gonna make it over here? Poland could grab Florida. That seems like a good combination. Yeah, France is looking good. Why is France looking so good? You could, you know, go after something. We got a big, thick two Sicilies. The Pope here just chilling. And Aragon is... Well, wait a second. They did lose Naples. How did two Sicilies get all this? Maybe they annexed Naples. Well, anyways, Italy's got some friends. Could we see an early Italian nation form? We never see Italy form here. The British are gonna British, and they've taken over everything. So I guess that's why they're back to colonizing. Wait a second, though. All these useless islands, they're getting eaten up. Portugal and Castile are gonna take all of the useless islands. Without this, the British have no power. Love how Denmark really is doing their thing. They have Danish Manchuria, and there's also Ming up here, which they kind of need to worry about. Oh my god. Wait a second. Yes, it did happen. So Denmark is in the Empire of China. I didn't think that was possible. So they are kind of like a puppet to the Chinese. China puppeting people kind of early for that, isn't it? Don't want to forget that they also got Bulgaria. Bulgaria is a shell of itself. Byzantium is looking really good though. Wow. Look how big these Mayans got. How is that happening? Now, are they going to be big enough to stop the Europeans? I don't think so, but I don't really know how the AI is going to handle. Well, they're getting close. Castile's already starting to approach Mexico. I don't know how the AI handles like going at this game from a completely different way. I would assume some things have got to be broken. I also don't know what will happen to India. Will we even see any like coastal provinces get eaten up by India, or will there be somebody that comes out of India that looks powerful enough to stop Ming, that is, because Ming is probably not going to fall apart. Usually they fall apart, but not here. Speaking of falling apart, the Timurids haven't done that either, but it actually... Wait, yeah, I think it might be happening before our eyes. Yeah, something's bad. Something bad's going on. Big old Georgia's here, and we still have this kind of like three-way battle going on between Novgorod, Muscovy, and Lithuania. Is Lithuania still under Poland, though? I don't know. Norway has all of Newfoundland, and they have now made it down to almost like Nova Scotia. Is that a part of Nova Scotia? I don't even know. Well, they've got full reign to do whatever they want, but they need to speed it up because Portugal's going in. Portuguese California is here, as well as Castilian Mexico. Oh wow, there's also a Portuguese Texas basically forming. Yep, the Iberians are now going after Mexico and all the tribes in Mexico. This is bad news. The British still have British Cascadia, but again, there's not much movement. This stuff is all uncolonizable, so they can't do anything about that. What the hell? What? I've never seen the Incas do this. They've gone coast to coast. Look at this. The Mad Lads. They don't know what type of hellish world they've spawned in with the Europeans over here, but they ain't playing any games anymore. They're just gonna ride their llamas to the Atlantic and hope for the best. Ooh, Lithuania completely split apart. Poland is now the one doing what others have done to Poland for so long. And at the moment, Lithuania's independence is just guaranteed. They aren't actually underneath Poland at all. Wow, there was a weird power struggle going on. We have a Muscovy-Georgia alliance. They used to be allied to Norway Norway too, but Norway got out of that. Norway ain't got no friends. Norway's, I think, just really focused on Vinland right now. This Empire China thing is starting to get a little out of control. It just gets bigger and bigger. Also, Denmark continues to lose land up here. I don't know. Can China take this? We're gonna see Denmark get annexed by the Chinese and we'll have like big old invasions in Germany. Whoa, thick France, who is almost completely taken out Aragon. Castile, this is not good news. How is Granada still here too? Is that the British? The British got Gibraltar, so that's still gonna be the same, okay. Two Sicilies continues to get more powerful. I wonder, since like there are no African nations here, these Southern Europeans have less to worry about, because Byzantium's looking good too. Damn it, Cyprus, I wanted to see you get something inside of the Philippines. Oh my god, that is not what I expected. I saw the yellow in Australia and I was like, there we go again, it's the Mamluks, but no, that is India. We will have an Indian Australia. The weird thing is this Indian nation isn't even doing that good. They're getting pushed out of this subcontinent. They might get banished to Australia alone. Also, they're even going after stuff in the Pacific. We have never seen an Indian Australia. That is a first, but I don't think that will be the last. There's gonna be a lot of weird stuff that happen here. One of those things may just be the Aztecs completely pushing out the Europeans. I didn't think that was gonna happen, but look, Portugal's lost all of this land, and so is Castile. New Castile is now just 2 provinces, and they got some stuff over here. These are all native tribes rising up. They must have gotten some technologies or something, and they're gonna push out Portuguese Mexico too. I don't even know how this game really works anymore. When I used to play it, like Westernization used to be a thing. Is that still something? I'm looking at the technology map mode, and as you can see, these Aztecs aren't doing so good, but these ones close by are on the same level. They are in the same technological level, sometimes even ahead of Portuguese California. I don't know how that's possible. So the natives that were nearby are doing really well, and that's gonna happen. Is that gonna rub off on maybe the Iroquois, so we can get that Iroquois Empire? Without Iberia, Morocco looking thick, and they're probably gonna start butting heads against the Mamluks. Why can't the Africans start to colonize? I mean, they're right there. It's so close. All right, so confirmed, Portuguese Mexico has been eaten. It is gone. The natives will be very powerful in this world, I think. I don't even know if British Cascadia can get past Cheyenne here. All right, even California is now getting taken over. This is freaking, this is a messed up world. Two Sicilies is now in Iberia. Not sure how they took this over from Aragon, but this is a really strong Italian nation. I like it. The last thing one of these Japanese warlords did is take over Korea. Classic. There are a couple of Japanese places still left, but not much. Also, Denmark has almost lost everything in Siberia. Is anyone gonna take any other stuff over in Oceania? Are you all just gonna let the Indians take this whole thing? And this won't even be an Indian nation soon. Like, they're gonna be kicked out and then they'll just be chilling here. There is also there's some stuff going on in Indonesia. Forgot about that. All right, France is looking way too powerful. I wonder if that's also causing everything, the colonies in North America, to fall apart. France is just kicking their butt back in Europe, or this is technically Eurasia, Asia, it's Asia. Novgorod has formed Russia and they're already doing their thing. They are pushing out Norway, I guess, and I guess the last stand for everyone is Poland. Who would have thought? But the funny thing is, Norway's the only European that's actually doing well in North America. Every other one, they've almost been completely obliterated. It's just Castile here, and if they continue this up, it won't even be them. So we have New Norway and Vinland. So these tribes are not doing quite as well. I don't know what's gonna happen when the Norwegians get to face off against these Aztecs and Mayan. That could be a bad situation. Oh! Norway La Plata. So the Norwegians have made it to Argentina too. We are gonna have like a Viking Western Hemisphere, huh? We kind of had like Viking samurais with Denmark for a second. I don't know if that's still a thing, but just an entire Viking new world. That's like the only thing better. Yeah, Castile's almost completely gone. This Orate horde might give Russia a little bit of problems because there's not much left for Russia to take. They're gonna have to start fighting China soon. Oceania is firmly under this yeah, that nation's control. And they're still holding on to their land in India somehow. I don't know for how much longer. Bengal is pretty powerful, but at least they're still here. We have a very powerful Mamluks, no surprise there. And the Ethiopians, they're looking all right too. It's weird that the game is almost in the 19th century and no one is in South Africa. Nobody cares about South Africa. As for Europe, there's really only just one Japanese place left. That's so weird. As for Europe, Japan is, and the fall of Two Sicilies has begun. Hungary got hungry. I don't know why I still make those lame jokes. I just have to do it. Norway has now made it to the Caribbean. Look at that beautiful Norwegian Cuba. So there's going to be a huge face-off between these Vikings from Northern Europe and these highly advanced Aztec tribe people. It's actually just one, too. It's just these guys. The Inca are being pushed back, so the Inca stood no chance. They tried. Their little coast-to-coast nation didn't last, but it was kind of cool for a second there. Poland, what are you doing, man? You could have got here easily. Florida's still open. Go for it. Oh, South Africa is going to get some love and it's from Norway. Norway is going to be the only colonial empire, aren't they? Nobody else cares. Oh, and don't forget India. That's right. Norway and India. Classic powerhouses right there. Hey, Switzerland's still looking okay. They're being peaceful, just chilling. At this point, the Holy Roman Empire is still going really strong. They still have a lot of northern Italy and even these islands in the former Mediterranean. I don't even know what to call this anymore. Austria also has Austrian Japan. That is literally what it's called, and they have all of this. Austria is still the ruler of this weird HRE. And the Empire of China does not look as powerful as it once did. I'm assuming this horde is giving them a lot of trouble, although they were allied, just not anymore. Weird that China is allied to the Mamluks and Norway. These are weird alliances. Persia is back once again, not doing quite as well as we saw in the previous EU4 video. Delhi, Bengal, they're all looking okay. Not as good as this horde though. This horde is actually pushing Russia back. We have the Crimea that just formed. Oh yeah, Russia's, I think, oh, they're the Commonwealth now. Russia is being forced to release a lot of places. And so it begins. For the first time, these Aztecs and Norwegians are touching. Weird thing to say out loud. It's a lot of actual, like, tribes still left. We're actually almost in the 1900s. And South America is completely open to just Norway. Like, this is very weird because Norway doesn't look like anything back in Europe. South Africa is also exclusively theirs. I thought maybe some Indian places would come over here, but no. India is like going the whole Portugal route, and they're just sending like everything to one colony, making one big beautiful colony. Speaking of Portugal, their neighbor Castile doesn't exist. Spain never formed, huh? That was weird. We've never seen, well, it's been a while since we've seen Spain not occur. South and Best Korea, we even got that. Okay, some things are still balanced. Commonwealth might actually have a chance now since Russia's doing so poorly. Maybe they can take some stuff up here. Okay, yeah, this is not good. The Aztecs are going to be surrounded on all sides. They have this huge front here, and now they got to deal with the South rising up. Norwegian Louisiana, New Norway, Norwegian Mexico, Norwegian Colombia. Come on, you guys have to have like cooler names. Can't just slap Norwegian in front of everything. What about like New Vinland? La Plata, Vinland. I don't know if that makes sense. Uh-oh. Oh, that's not good. Okay, just right before our eyes, they got their independence. We now have Canada and Florida. Is that because Norway lost to Russia, maybe? Did Norway have trouble back home? They still have all their stuff in Latin America, which wouldn't be Latin anymore. This is like Nordic America, right? Oh. That sounds cool. How the hell did they keep Norwegian Louisiana? It's like in the middle. They can't even get to it. How are they going to take care of that? Oh no! Great Britain with the Flemish Britain invasion. How did you allow the Flemish to get here? Oh, wow. All right, so Austria just annexed Hungary, and we've got a big, thick Austria now. Ming is also not doing so good because the horde is just taking out everything. I've never seen a horde do this well late into the game. I didn't think that was possible. And Canada and Florida are now just taking out the natives. Oh, Canada's good at taking out the natives. Viking Florida, man. I can't imagine a better combination. We just gotta worry about the syrup people. As long as the syrup people don't attack from the north, they'll be pretty powerful in Mexico. Norwegian Floridians in Mexico, yes. For some reason though, Norway is just like, frick this place. We do not want any land from here. Or I guess the rest of South Africa, because they've had this for a while and they don't want anything else. Oh, the Mamluks did get here. There you go, Mamluks. So we got some Egyptians still in Oceania. That's classic. Gotta have that in EU4. Cyprus, damn, you disappoint me, Cyprus. So do you, Byzantium. Damn it, I forgot about that. I had high hopes for Byzantium. Thought we'd see like a Roman Australia or something. Aragon is back somehow, and they've taken a chunk out of Portugal. Forgot to say that France is in Cornwall, the French Wessex, okay. Whoa, look at Korea. So Korea's back. They've got their whole peninsula, and for some, I don't know how they got this. Yo, these Europeans, they don't look so good anymore. So the horde has just formed this other nation, Yan. I don't know how to pronounce that, but they are now red, big and red. Also, Bengal is the strongest nation in India. I don't know if they're going to be able to take the other Indian nation out, not with all this new emu supply to their armies. That was dumb, but you know, I gotta make a reference to emus. Haha, big bird's funny. And it is almost over for, wait a second. Oh, okay, we now have Norwegian Mexico. Oh wait, we have completely independent. Norway lost everything. Norway, how did you lose everything? Nah, that's kind of normal. You had so much land, and then this is all you had back at home to protect it with. I'm actually surprised that you kept all this stuff for so long. Hey, you still have South Africa. Colombia's looking pretty big and sexy. Paraguay and Brazil don't look that good anymore. Mexico was the one that had to colonize this stuff because Norway really didn't like it. The hell is up with that? Damn, Florida, this does not look good for you guys. You are not in a good situation. How does Norway still have this stuff? I guess it's just frozen wasteland. They're like, oh yeah, you could definitely have that. You used to that, right, Norway? Aragon has become the new Portugal, and I wouldn't suspect a thing. It looks normal to me. Austria continues to take over everything as they go after Italy now and probably most of Central Europe. Munster, Scandinavia. Okay, Denmark doesn't really exist anymore. Art imitates life. Hey, the Commonwealth's still trying. I mean, the Russians can't be that powerful anymore, so they're gonna go after the former Turkish lands. They gotta worry about a lot though down this way. How did Florida get all of Cuba? Did they just annex all of Cuba, or did they kind of just integrate it or something? Seems like there's gonna be a huge battle between Austria and France at some point, although Austria probably has the upper hand. They've got all of Japan here. That should help. About time. I mean, I guess you guys had nothing else to do, so you might as well. These guys looking pretty good here, grabbing all of Madagascar and a lot of the eastern part of Africa. They gotta worry about Ethiopia next though. Hey, what the hell? How did Russia come back? All right, Bengal clearly got formed by Delhi. Delhi didn't like what was going on, so they just started crushing everything. And then that was Russia's time to strike. That's weird. This game goes back and forth. How did Korea keep a hold of this for so long? I don't understand how that's happening. Florida is gone. Mexico has just tried their best to eat up Texas. I don't know how you're gonna fight off the rest of Canada, but it was, you know, it was a good attempt. Probably won't work out, but and now Brazil is probably dead in South America. All of these Pacific islands are still under like Castile control, or actually India's control, maybe. And India and Australia has gotten their independence, and they're looking good. They're also united. This is a perfect little Oceania that's formed. Colombia was able to grab up a lot of the Caribbean after the fall of Florida, and nothing else has changed from North America. Persia took out India, which explains how probably Australia got their independence. Delhi still exists, just barely though. There is no Ming, but there is a massive Holy Roman Empire island. I would go as far as to say we have an HRE island. I don't even know what the hell that says, what this even all fucking means. I've never heard of Ligor before, but Ligor has become like this South China nation empire thing. There's really only a couple places left. There's like big, massive powers. I don't know why the Western Hemisphere didn't do anything else. Russia looks stronger than ever. Too bad they really probably won't have any sort of massive conflicts with the HRE because naval battles probably won't happen. I love how Portugal and Castile actually ended up lasting longer than Britain and France, who were so strong throughout this game. They're the only ones that still exist, and a couple other, you know, Tuscany, Flanders, Munster. Didn't anticipate that the Western Hemisphere would be Orthodox though, and that is because they got converted probably by Russia. There was no Catholicism that kept Norway Catholic. Weirdly, there is still Incan religion though. Okay. A lot of Coptics still in Africa, and there was no Protestant. Well, there was some Protestantism, but not much. Hindu Oceania. That's pretty cool. I like that. Oh, that's actually going to be the last place of Hindu at all, because this is going to get taken out since Persia has all this control. Wait a second. That means Australia could form Hindustan. I want a Hindustan in Oceania. Almost all of Northern Asia has been converted to Novgorodian, which is weird because so many other places controlled this land before this moment. Most of the culture is Austrian, especially in like this eastern part of the European island. Danish still exists though, the culture at least, okay. But this is what I was excited for most. Look at all this Norwegian culture in the Western Hemisphere. All of this, there is some Portuguese and there's actually some Mexicans in Alaska. Wow. Let's check out who won this game. In 8th place, we have Fulo. 7th is Colombia, then Mexico. And we've got Canada, Russia, and Ligor. Is that how you say that? Persia, once again, 2nd place, number 1, HRE. How could this have happened out of nowhere? Europe looked like they were gonna not do crap. So where's Norway at? Norway should be given some, I don't know, honorary mention. Russia is so low on this list for being so big. I guess Canada could be in the same boat. Well, thank you so much, Europe Island, for answering this question that literally no one has ever asked. And big thanks to the January patrons: Ballin' Like Stalin, Aryan After Hours, Easter123, Elijah Senpai, Epi Nick, Fusion Wolf, Julius Cheeser, Lennon Lover 419, Luxembourg Lover, Mac, Manny 74, Space Period, Patrick C, Polovsky, Roll C Tree, Stormtrooper 501, and Cloven. Thank you. Link to the Patreon is in the description down below.